dancers will be a bagpipe and a double drum, because again, best of both worlds, and the doors will close. Then everybody will take their seats. The elephant costume man will come out in his costume and he'll take a seat and maybe have some water because he's just probably a coffin, and that's not easy, you know. And then my friends, Helen, Julia and Leslie, they're opera singers. They would sing 2 songs in an operatic way: Bootylicious by Destiny's Child and Get Right by J-Lo. Just imagine Bootylicious in opera. I don't think I'm ready for my journey. So they'd do that. There would be some speeches about crazy memories, such as when I shouted at David Tennant for a selfie, which you're not meant to do at drama school. You're meant to be like, oh, this. When I forgot what you say to Prince Charles, and I went, aye mate, I'm studying here. You might call me Your Highness, yes or no. Didn't do any of that. When I went to Paris to see Shakira, she cancelled. Didn't give me a refund, never got that 190 quid back, but I did see Quasimodo's house before it burnt down, it was beautiful. What else is there? Oh, when I went to Divine's wedding, Divine's my best friend who's Nigerian, and she taught me like how to dirty wine and coconut, how I dislocate my kneecap at the end of first year. Oh, it was painful. If you ever dislocate your kneecap, look after them. You only get 1 pair. What other memories have we got? Oh, when me and Sinead, that random voice when you heard, got caught in a toilet getting changed together by, I think they were like ballet students. Now, I'm gay and she's straight, so nothing was ever going to happen, but when you get caught in drama school with half, like, you're like, oh, sorry, no, it's not like that. Then, once the memories are done, my family will do like wee eulogies and they'll be like, he was a great person, hopefully. Then, the choir will stand, the wee doors to the furnace will close, and the choir will sing one of my favourite songs. Do you know what that is? Of course you don't, you just met me. It's the 3 degrees, when will I see you again? So the doors will close slowly and they'll be like, when will I see you again? Never. When will we share precious moments? Hold on to the ones that you had. And then as the doors are closing, rainbow petals will fall on you all, because what did I say at the start of my rainbow? And then everybody will come up one by one up to a and go, sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss. And then they'll go to the hall and they'll have all my favourite food cake. They will have curry, I don't stereotype, sorry. But it's mum's homemade, not like that chasney chicken tikka masala that you get in a takeaway. There'll be macaroni, cheese, sausage casserole, hot fudge cake with ice cream. Oh, I'm making myself hungry now. Oh, sorry about that. And that's how I see my funeral. Now, nobody was thinking, wow, you've really planned it. Who's going to pay for it? Rishi Sunak, maybe? If he's got the budget, yes, he does. And he's also Indian, so tick that box. But I think about my funeral now and again. And I've been thinking about it for a few years, and you must be thinking, why? When you grow up in Glasgow, you grow up in a Rangers area. If you don't know what Rangers is like one of the football teams, like Rangers or Celtic, choose your side. I don't choose any because I hate football, no offence to football fans in the room. When you grow up being in the closet and you don't come out until the day before your 26th birthday, which is also the same day as your degree show opens. I was actually going to come out in my degree show in front of my parents on my birthday. I didn't do it that way because my lecturer sat me down and went, Sanjay, don't do that. It's not right on your parents. In my head, I'm like, I can do it. No, I couldn't. When you don't find out you're dyslexic until you're 22 and teachers in school tell you, oh, you're thick and stupid, you'll never get a degree. I've actually got a 2-1 in contemporary performance practice from the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. No one's ever asked me, so that's something like to say I got a first. Didn't. So, when you grow up in these times, hello, we've just spoke about my funeral, it's great, I'll tell you in the bar about it later. When you grow up not being able to be yourself, when you grow up not wanting to be alive, that's when you start thinking about this. But there's always been one thing that made me get through it all.
Mate, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about what saved me. What saved me from diving into the Clyde and taking a deep, long swim. What saved me from hanging down after climbing up that tree. What saved me from walking out at a red light. That red man is to stop There were friends, I could talk to them. There were my parents, my big brother, I could talk to them. But you can never really fully talk to them about how you feel. Being a Gaysian, Glaswegian, dyslexic, you just think, am I allowed to be here? Growing up in school, being bullied for 8 years, when a boy brings a knife into school because you're not that stereotypical Asian male like you see in the Bollywood films with my chest out, my six pack only got one pack. And you just think, I'm not one of them. And a boy brings a knife into PE. It falls out of his bag and the teacher sees it. And as I'm entering the changing room, all I hear is, last days of Sanjay, last days of Sanjay. And you think, am I allowed to be here? Yes, I might not be what an Indian male is. Yeah, I might love to belly dance and not play cricket. But it makes me think, as a child, am I allowed to be here? When teachers find letters in the trays under your drawers saying that you've had enough. When the bullies push you to that boundary where you go to the brand new Glasgow Science Centre and they tell you steal something from that shop. Because if you don't steal something, then we'll come after you. That fear of not being strong and being weak, I do it. I remember to this day all the teachers lining up, looking at me in disgust, going, well, you stole from the Science Centre. Bringing shame on my parents, bringing shame on my school. Parents looking at my parents going, what kind of son did you bring up? There's one thing that saved me, one thing that could help me get away from these thoughts. That was Doctor Who. I remember my dad got a random magazine with a bald white guy's face on the front. I was like, who the fuck's that? Chris Ferguson had just been announced as the Doctor. My parents were like, this is going to be great. I was like, it's just a bin with a plunger shouting exterminate. What are you so excited about? And then I saw it, I was like, wow, oh my god, it flies! It could kill you. Where's my enemies? I didn't do that. But it was 45 minutes on a Saturday. Well, little Sanjay could escape. He didn't have to think about the pain. He didn't have to think about going into school and having juice thrown all over his lunch so he couldn't eat for the day. He didn't have to think of getting pushed in rugby, getting kicked in football. SBI is what saved me in March 2005 for 45 minutes for 13 weeks. It was 13 weeks because Parting of the Ways was episode 13. And then when it went off air, I'd watch reruns and I even went to Woolworths and got the box set. For people that don't know what Woolworths is, it was a brilliant store. But then to fix that gap between Christmas special and the end of the series, my mum went to W.H. Smith. We've still got that, it's not gone yet, touch wood. And she gave me this. It was my first ever Doctor Who book. I hadn't a clue who the characters were except for the Doctor. I knew it was classic companions. But these books, when the TV show was on, is what saved me. I could escape with companions like Sarah Jane Smith, with Ace. I could go with the 7th, 8th, 1st, 4th Doctor and wait for the 10th Doctor to arrive. There were people that saved me, but I'd also say Doctor Who is what saved me. And it's also what got me into acting. When you see those brilliant stories where you can go in the past, you can go in the future, you can even be in the present, and Big Ben gets destroyed by farting aliens, it's great. And to this day I got to meet so many of my doctors. I got to meet David Tennant. He came to do a talk at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, and you're not meant to shout at guests. That was my moment. I like to say thanks to the person who saved me. And I just shouted, "Bye, David! We're not even allowed a photo with you, can you believe that?" And he turns and goes, "I know." And I was like, "She said no." Don't know who that woman was until the next day. And if you look at my selfie compared to everybody else's selfie, he's at least looking at the camera. Because I opened up the barricades and every student got one. And then I got told on the next day by the director of Drama Sanjay, that is not how you behave when guests come. Do you know who this woman is? I was like, no. Who is she? She is the head registrar, aka what that means is that's the woman who looks at your report and goes, "Oh, you're a good student, you can come back." So I did get myself with David. I did give her a box of chocolates to apologise. Fast forward 4 years, I did the same thing to Richard Madden. I was a week away from graduation, so she couldn't kick me out. I then went to LA in February 2020 to Gallifrey 1, and I got to meet Chris Ferguson, and again, personally say thank you. I know you might be thinking, wow, the TV shows had such an impact. But it's a TV show that has made my funeral not come to light. It's a TV show that has made me standing here today to write my stories. To show people in the South Asian community that you can be gay and it's fine because there's other people there to support you. You can be neurodiverse. It's not a curse, because being neurodiverse is still quite new in India. Being you is what Dr. Who taught me to be. And I wouldn't be here standing if it wasn't for that show. 45 minutes, then became 50 minutes, next an hour. So I hope it gets longer because I keep escaping it even better. But in South Asian culture, talking about suicide is taboo. I've contemplated it so many times. And I'm developing this show, I wasn't okay, very early stages, because it's something I want to show people that you can be you. I want to show the South Asian community that I might be gay, I might be dyslexic, my brain might not work like that, but I'm still human. I still get on dating apps like Grindr, Tinder, like guys match me and go, oh wow, you speak really good English. It's not like I was born here, you know. 4th generation, actually, great grandfathers fought in the war for the Brits. Do we get thanks? Oh. So for me, I want to show people that I'm not going to change for anybody. Yeah, I'm shy, yeah, I'm flirty, but I do struggle. And I'm grateful to the people that I have around me. And that's what I want this show to be. To educate a culture on mental health. In 2021, at the end, in the space of 7 weeks, I also lost 2 friends to male suicide in the space of 7 weeks. And this show has taken on a new lease of life, as it's a thank you and a memory to 2 of my friends, to Tim and to Joel, who is hard sometimes not being able to just pick up the phone and be like, hey, how you doing? You alright? Want to go for a coffee? So yeah, this was a brand new tryout for this. There's variations of this show, such as in December I did have a wobble, and the conversation that me and my friend had, Paul, who picked up just 1 sentence, which I think is brilliant, I didn't even think of it. That conversation is now becoming a part of this show with a voiceover, which the brilliant Sam did with that voiceover. Like, wow, I love that. So that's going to be in this show. But I just wanted to take a moment to say, Doctor Who saved my life. I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for that TV show, and also my loved ones, and also to all of you today. Just thank you.